my calories? Is that what you're saying? Jason's pointing to my watch, I'm not sure. All right.
No, let's, who's our guest today?
All right. So we are honored to introduce you to a man that holds over 600 world records. Some of those world records include longest wall sit. Another one is he ran a full marathon with a 48-pound rucksack on his back and did it in 3.5 hours. And he does all of these world records for charity. I mean, I'm so excited. We would like to introduce you to William Cannon.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello
William,
there.
how are you?
I'm good. We're good in Scotland, and
Good.
I'd like to say good morning to the community, or good afternoon, whichever part of the time zone you come from.
Yeah. And William, we would love to know what you are up to at this very moment in time.
Okay. I'm currently in the middle of the longest stationary bike ride, attempting a world record.
That is amazing. He is on yet another world record. He has been training with us now, so he's doing the same workouts we're doing. He is attempting the world record for longest stationary bike ride, and he is actually in the middle of it. I think this morning when you sent us an email, you said you were already 120 hours in to that world record.
That's correct, Kaylee. Yes, that was this morning. Now we've gone another 10 extra hours to 130.
That's amazing.
And we'll be pushing more.
Can you tell us how this world record, like how this works? How are you sleeping? How are you doing these things, these life necessities?
Really, you're not focusing on sleep. You're looking at maybe resting for a period of time, but
Wow.
sleep is something that's it's something else.
Wow.
The rest periods, you can have maybe up to 2 hours per day, but you don't always use that, and you just get your head down and try and clock up as many hours as possible.
That's incredible. That is just, what world record, how many world records total do you have? It was over 600. What is the total number?
Oh, goodness.
You've lost count at this point.
That's a very good question. 625.
Wow, amazing. And how did you get into this? How did you get into this?
Well, by attachment. My nephews suffered from various illnesses, and some of my family members suffered from various illnesses, ranging from cancer to heart conditions. And basically, I'm kind of looking at them, looking at the persons who came in to help them, and thinking, how can I give something back? How can I give it back into the community?
Yeah.
And then I came up with, let's try some world records, raise some donations, and put the money in to something where it would be beneficial for,
That's amazing. That's so, wow. William, thank you for doing that. That's awesome. I love that. That is so, oh my word, incredible. And so what is the charity? Are you doing this one for a charity?
Yes. We're doing this for Deborah Charity, who focus on helping butterfly children.
Amazing.
I'm wondering if the community know what butterfly children are. Would it be
Yeah,
okay
why don't you tell us? I bet a lot of them do not. So if you could tell us, that would be awesome.
Okay. A butterfly child is someone who is perhaps born or by hereditary has got a serious skin condition, which could maybe paralyze them or perhaps even take a life. So the reality is that some butterfly children can't even be picked up by their own mums. And how hard is that? For a mum to not be able to pick up her own child, without the worry of harming them. So we try to raise as many donations as possible to send doctors, nurses, on site and try and get this urgent medical attention over to the persons that need it.
That's awesome.
And it's not just me. I mean, there's other guys out there doing, trying their best, trying to raise donations, not just in Scotland, but all over the world, and many thanks to them too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I think we'll have a link down in the description for anyone who would like to donate to William, to the cause for what William's doing. Yeah, that's awesome.
I've got a couple questions for you, William. So could you tell us a little bit more about this indoor or the stationary bike world record that you're trying to attempt now? How long is it?
The length of the stationary bike world record will probably be in excess of 320 hours, at 24 hours per day. So we're looking at somewhere in the region of 21 days time frame, whereupon 17 days will be 24 hours per day, and the other 4 days will be used for, eating, drinking, maybe some time for sleep,
So what you started on the 8th of March, I believe, at 4 a.m. Is that correct? Is that what you said?
That's correct. Yes, Jason. We started then. It was more the time where my body clock was kind of switching on at that time, and I just felt ready. It was a good time for me, and everything so far has been no complications. We've had maybe one injury, pulled a muscle, but nothing too severe. Overcame it, and we're now moving on to the next level.
Wow, that's awesome.
The world record itself is different because we're using a turbo trainer and an outdoor bike, which we connect together. And everyone will know what a turbo is. And basically, it's the first time that's ever been attempted on a turbo bike. And hopefully it can be pushed to the 21 days, and maybe generate a lot of donations and a lot of interest from the community,
Very cool. Very cool.
It is very cool.
So how all of your world record attempts, or actually they're not attempts, all of the world records that you've attempted, you've broken, right? Out of the 625, I believe you said?
That's correct, Jason. Yes, I don't think I've failed any. I'll have to
insane.
look over
It
it.
is.
So they're all fitness related, correct?
Yes, endurance and fitness related. And could I just add that if you're going to do an extreme sport, you must do extreme training. If you don't train, then it can harm you, So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
you're going to get into this kind of thing, you've got to train hard.
Being around Kaylee is an extreme sport. I train.
Jeez. But I want to ask, with that said, what advice would you give to someone who is, I mean, maybe if they're not trying to, even compete in a world record, but I mean, what you're doing is mentally, I mean, that is exhausting and a huge challenge. So what would you give to advice to someone that is maybe going through something that's tough?
Well, if you're going to try something that is tough, then you've got to get a tough mentality,
Yeah.
a tough mindset. I I think there's only one or two ways that I could do that. And I tried things like yoga, you know. You got to get into your yoga, get your mind right, kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And then there's other things you try, and you experiment with. You look at them and see what's good for you. See what fits in with your mindset.
A little bit of trial and error.
Yes.
Along your journey. So if you do fall down, you just get back up and you keep going.
That sums it up. Sums it up perfectly. Yeah. Yes. Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
Dedication. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Dedication. Yeah. I'm speechless when I think about everything you've done. And can you tell everyone what your future goals are and what your goal that you have set for when you turn 65 is?
Yes. Well, I after this particular world record, I'm getting a lot of backing from the management where I work, at the Baroni Universal and everything. And the management here are really good, and they're sporting guys themselves, and they like to help me wherever they can, and they're giving me all the space for these 24-hour world records. And already there's a lot of interest in doing a 15-hour wall sit, maybe doing a 12-hour plank, abdominal plank. And the guys are just so helpful here. It's unbelievable, and
that's awesome.
without their help, and giving me the space for free,
yeah,
then this just wouldn't happen, and we wouldn't get those donations across to the children either.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So it's a team effort, and
definitely
you're doing the hard work there, but that's awesome.
We didn't have to ask the management. They heard that I was wanting to do these things, and they came to me, and they offered 24-hour spots for me.
Wow.
Guys like Kevin Orr, Brian, they were all heavily into this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's really took off.
That's great. That's awesome.
It's having a bit of an impact on the employees as well. They're wanting to get into sport, they want to get into training, so it's good for everyone.
Yeah, awesome. And then by the time you turn 65, you want to have completed 1,000 world records. Is that is also? I'm speechless.
That's correct. Yes.
That's awesome.
Spot on, Kaylee. Yes. I'd like to get the 1,000. Well, give it a try. You're
gonna do it. You're gonna do it for sure.
Yeah.
So, what was the most challenging record that you've broken so far, William?
I think all the world records are challenging. They're all difficult. They all have their own difficulty level. Jason. It's for every one of them, you've got to train hard.
Yeah.
You've got a extreme training for an extreme sport. But if anything was the most difficult, it's got to be this one I'm doing at the moment.
Wow.
It's 24 hours per day. It's all drive, all commitment. There's no break when I'm, It's all just, sit down in the seat for 2 or 3 minutes and then get straight back on the bike again.
So you're on a break right now, right?
Yes.
How do the breaks work?
This is the longest break I think I've had since. Please do more interviews and give more breaks.
Sorry, we're taking your nap time.
Oh my gosh, I know. Oh my word.
So how do the breaks work? Do you get so many minutes per?
That's a very good question, Jason. The breaks work. You get 5 minutes awarded for every hour of cycling that you do.
Wow.
And you would have, if you're good at maths, then that's 2 hours per day. Every 24 hours, you're getting 2 hours of sleep awarded, if you like.
Wow.
And you can use that any way you want, or you can just say, right, I'm going to go straight on with it, get my head down, and forget about breaks, forget everything, and just get those hours piled up. Which so many persons do.
Wow.
That's awesome. Do we have any questions in the chat? Did anyone have any questions for William?
Eva says, how do you come up with your challenges? How do you pick what challenge
good
you're going to do?
Oh, right, that's an interesting question. Yeah, well, sometimes it's influenced by maybe friends or maybe management. Could come up with ideas like that. Other times it's just your own flair. Call it inventive flair if you like, but sometimes and other times it's just let's choose a world record that's very difficult and break it. An existing world record. There's no set order for it. It's just whichever becomes appealing to us, and whichever world record that we think up will bring the most donations is the one that we'll go for.
Sorry, another quick question is Mary asked, have you always had a passion for fitness? Is that what kind of fuels your drive for these types of records?
Yes, that's spot on. Yeah. I've always been very passionate about my sports, and from even a small boy, I did my first charity event when I was 12. Organised a football event in my hometown, and we raised some money for a young lad called Brian, and we managed to get wheelchairs and stuff together for him. But as I say, I was 12 then, and maybe I didn't fully understand what I was doing, but I knew the money and the donations was going to help the guy. So that's kind of where the platform took off.
That's awesome. That is so sweet. Wow.
So we have added the URL for Deborah.org.uk in the description. If you want to help support someone that's in our community, someone that does our live rides, someone who is training with Kaylee and with all of you all the way up until March 8th before he, threw a leg over his bike and his turbo trainer and started. And now getting, what you said, 20 minutes or 2 hours a day, right? 2 hours a day of rest.
The next time I talk about a 60-minute class,
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to be like, William.
I'm not going to be able to go to sleep thinking about you tonight, William.
I know. So, I've been thinking about you on and off for the whole time.
How much seat testing did you put into this since you're going to be on the bike so much?
I'm sorry, Jason, could you repeat the question?
Yeah. How much testing on seats? Because I know in the cycling world, there's a lot of testing that goes in the seats, right? So
Saddle, yeah.
Yeah, the saddle, sorry.
To do that, I had to go to a professional cyclist over in East Kilbride in Scotland. And he helped me choose the correct saddle, if you like, for this type of, that would be appropriate for this length of world record. He also helped me choose the saddle where we held we were doing a weighted stationary bike ride, which was held just last year. Wow. And I think we did 53 and a half hours for that one. And it was the same man that helped me choose the saddle for that as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
that's your go-to.
Charlotte has a very good question that I'm sure, I know I had this question too, but how do you pass the time when you're on the bike for 22 hours a day? Do you,
that's a good question.
Do you have a free Netflix account? Or are you using someone else's password like everyone else?
Well, I just kind of listen to radio, get my headset on. I've been, you've got internet access on the telephone and listen to some music, that kind of thing. But most of the time, I'd say probably 18 hours a day, you're not listening to anything. You're just focusing on making the pedals turn.
Yeah, I'd want a distraction. I think I probably wouldn't be as successful as you because the lack of focus.
I'm trying to even imagine.
I would. Yeah, I think my mind would want to go to that happy place and not think about what I was doing.
Yeah.
Wow. That's each person has their own way of dealing with it,
Yeah, that's incredible.
It is.
So William, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, sorry, no, I was thinking of something else there. Something
He's
else.
thinking he has to get back on the bike.
I was actually.
How much more time do you have before you have to get on the bike?
But I think we're 30 minutes now. I think we're maybe another hour, 20 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
Around
Oh, wow,
20.
you have a while.
Yeah.
Well,
It won't take you too long, though, so you can relax a little bit.
yeah, we don't want to take up too much of your
I
time
know.
today. That's
Your
it's an
2
incredible
hours.
feat, and we will
It
be
is.
updating.
We are cheering you on.
Yeah, we'll be updating
you.
everyone
Yeah.
each live ride.
We'll keep
so-
updating for sure. Yeah, because
That's
it'll be.
incredible. Thank you for your support. Sorry, Kate?
What is the end date? 22. So it'll be the 30th. You'll be done. Is the plan?
30th. Yep, the 30th.
Okay.
The 30th.
So yeah, we might even have a couple more live rides, and William is going to have still been on the bike. This is.
Well,
My words don't even come out when I try to do it. It's so amazing. Okay. Well,
if you
we are
guys
cheering you
want
on.
any, thanks for all your support. It's amazing, and hopefully through these live broadcasts we can get more support, and get as many guys interested as possible in our Deborah work and the things that we do,
Definitely.
and trying to, not just for our charity, but for all charities throughout the world.
Yeah,
Let's try and get them to,
definitely. That's awesome.
We would definitely like to have you back on once you've completed this, William.
Yeah, we would love to.
I feel like we have so many more questions we could ask, but I don't want to take up all of your
all of your
precious
time right now.
Yeah, rest time.
It would be a real pleasure to come back on again. It's great being around you guys and the community as well.
Nice. And then
Awesome.
you sent us an email earlier that said that December 2021 you're looking at doing another world record on a spin bike this
bike.
time for 12 days.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, I'm thinking having a wee tilt at the current Guinness World Record, which was set in November last year in Mallorca. So we if the management in here are very supportive, and I'm sure that if I was to ask them for that type of time, they would certainly plan it for them.
Nice.
Awesome.
And we really, but obviously, coming to the Kaylee fitness classes is the key. That's the key for me. You've got to do your classes regular, do your strength classes regular with Kaylee, and then maybe you'll be ready for this type of.
Oh, thanks, William. We're all about
certainly
kicking some
believe-
butt.
I believe in the classes so much that I praise them very highly, and they're certainly inspiring me.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, you're an inspiration for sure. And I think everyone that is watching is probably thinking the same thing. So we want to thank you so much for taking time. We are thinking about you. We are cheering you on, and we know you got this. So
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
thanks, William.
Bye, William.
Bye.
Thank you.
No bother. Have a good day.
You too.
You too. Wow.
Wow. Wow is right.
That's I can't wait to
It's
talk to him
amazing.
again. Yeah.
I know. I mean, I can't even imagine. I'm never going to complain about a 60-minute class again. Never. It's awesome. That's one of the things I was like, we need to do a 60-minute class too, because William's going to be on the bike for
Yeah, I think that inspired the 60-minute next week.
one
right?
of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
gosh. So awesome.
there won't be an encore next week.